Pumpkin spice is everywhere. Are you ready to join the craze? Pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin spice donuts, pumpkin spice cookies, pumpkin spice body care products, right? Pumpkin spice is everywhere, especially this month of October. So in this video, I'm going to show you each step to make your own pumpkin spice lip balms featuring essential oils and other plant-based and botanical ingredients. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Amy Galper. Welcome to my channel. And for those of you that are returning, I'm super glad that you're back. Just make sure that you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you're notified every time I come out with a new video about essential oils, aromatherapy certification and education, DIY body care products, clean beauty formulation, and aromatherapy entrepreneurship. So, are you ready? We're about to get started and dive into making our own pumpkin spice lip balm. Here's what you're going to need to make your pumpkin spice lip balm. I'm first going to walk you through the different blending tools and equipment that you're going to need to make this product. The most important thing that you're going to need, and at least to get started with, is a really good digital scale. I have below in the description links to everything that I'm using so you can go ahead and find them yourself or understand a little more deeply about what it is that I'm talking about. So this digital scale I really like because it easily goes between grams and ounces. It goes to a 0.00 measurement, which is really precise, and it has a tare button. So this scale I really highly recommend. You can obviously use a different scale, but I recommend you working in grams, having something that's a 0.00 and has a good tare. The next thing that you're going to need is actually measuring cups of some capacity. You can use just your basic measuring cups that are either made out of glass or stainless steel, but I really prefer working with glass beakers. So I would recommend that. Again, you can find a link to this in the description. Next, you're going to need a double boiler set up. And there's a couple of different ways that you can set this up, but the most important thing is you don't want your butters and carrier oils and waxes to ever make direct contact with the heat source. So here I'm using a hot plate, but you can also use your stove top, and then you put water in the bottom pot, and then you can either put a glass bowl on top or another pot that kind of slides in, or what I prefer are these double boiler inserts that have a little spout which makes pouring the melted materials much, much easier. Next, of course, you are going to need something to mix everything together. I love using these disposable wooden sticks, makes it super easy in order to mix all of our ingredients together. And I would recommend also having a disposable plastic pipettes handy, just in case you need a little more precision pouring out your carrier oils and essential oils. And of course, you are going to need your lip balm tubes. And here we have standard size lip balm tubes, but really the secret is having one of these lip balm trays, because this way you can snap in the lip balm tubes, and then when you're ready to pour in your melted balm, it's a really easy and clean process. So we have our lip balm tubes, we have our lip balm tray, and now this is the ingredients that you are going to need. So this recipe doesn't have that many ingredients, and because we are talking about pumpkin spice and we're trying to get into the spirit of this season, we are making our pumpkin spice lip balm with the following carrier oils. Of course, we're going to use pumpkin seed carrier oil for its nourishing benefits. Then we are going to use Vanilla Infused Jojoba oil for that yummy, wonderful aroma. And then we're going to use some Buriti Oil, which has a very bright, deep orange color, which is going to tint our lip balm to be slightly orange. Then, of course, we're going to use some Shea Butter for moisturizing and for just a good, rich texture, and some Beeswax, which is right here to help thicken and bring all of these ingredients together. And finally, the essential oils that we will be featuring are going to be clove essential oil, and we're going to be featuring fresh ginger essential oil and sweet orange essential oil. All of these essential oils, when blended together, is gonna smell really wonderful with the vanilla and really give us that pumpkin-y, spicy aroma. Our first ingredient that we're gonna measure out is our beeswax. So I have organic beeswax here. I prefer working in pellets because they're much easier to measure out more precisely. And these are refined, certified organic beeswax. We wanna have 11 grams in this recipe. We're making a total of 50 grams. There will be a slight leftover because we're only filling 20 lip balms. So here we go. We have 11 grams of our beeswax. We're gonna take this beeswax, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour it into our heating double boiler. And I'm just gonna pour it right in, okay? And I'm gonna let the beeswax melt. Now I always pour in the hardest ingredient first because it needs the longest time to melt. Now we're going to measure out our shea butter. I'm gonna hit the tare on the scale. And now what we're going to do is I'm gonna measure out 14 grams of my shea butter. Now, my shea butter that I'm using is refined and deodorized because I really wanna feature the pumpkin-y, spicy scent of our lip balm. So I'm putting in our, there we go. I have exactly 14 grams of my shea butter. And now I am going to put this into the pot because I'm melting all of the hard ingredients together first. Now we're going to measure out our carrier oils as the shea butter and the beeswax is melting. Here we have some pumpkin seed, and again, I will list links to all of the ingredients I'm using so you can learn a little bit more about the ingredients, what their therapeutic properties are, and where I've purchased them from. So we are gonna pour out 28 grams of pumpkin seed oil. So here we go. Just gotta love this beautiful rich color of the pumpkin seed. Okay, I kind of overdid it a bit, so I'm gonna take my plastic pipette, see how it comes in handy. And I'm just gonna take out a little bit of it because I kind of poured over. And I'm just gonna pour it back into my bottle. So there we have our pumpkin seed oil. And now it's time for our vanilla, and we're going to add 20 grams of the vanilla. And this vanilla infused oil I actually made myself, and I will certainly show you guys how to do it in a forthcoming video. So this is an infused vanilla oil in jojoba, and I'm going to use my pipette to measure out 20 grams. So we're just going to pour out 20 grams here, and let me see if I can just nudge it along a little bit. So we are at 20. Okay, one little bit more. I'm gonna take a little in my pipette just to get the rest. Perfect, we're at 20. Which is excellent. And now we're gonna add some of our Buriti oil. And this is from a really great company called the Glow House. The connection to their website is in the description. And I'm just going to use a very tiny bit of this, only about 1 gram, to help with the color. Okay, you could see how deep red and orange it is. So I'm hoping that this will land a little orangey color to our lip balm. So I'm just gonna add 1 gram. Perfect, to kind of help add with the color. And now we have all of our carrier oils mixed together, and I'm going to use now my little mixing stick and just mix everything. You can see a really nice color that it is. And we are going to now get ready to pour that into our pot. So now we're going to blend together our essential oils for our pumpkin spice lip balm. And I prefer using a scale and weighing out my essential oils rather than figuring everything out by drops. This is going to give us a much more precise measurement. And when we're putting essential oils on our lips, especially, and I'm going to be using clove oil, which can, for some people, be a little irritating or something, I want to make sure that I'm using precisely the right amount. So I have my digital scale that goes to a 0.00 and a little teeny tiny glass beaker that measures about 5 grams total. The essential oils I'm using are sweet orange essential oil, clove essential oil, and fresh ginger. And I am going to want to add only 0.5 grams, okay, which is 1% of my recipe. So only 0.5 grams, which is not a lot. But I'm going to be using sweet orange oil, which is going to be the highest amount of my essential oil. So I'm going to add that in first, my sweet orange essential oil. And all of the aromatherapeutics about these different essential oils are listed in the description below, so you can check that out. So here I added some sweet orange essential oil, and I made that the most amount to add up to my 0.5 grams. And now I'm adding just about 5 drops of clove. That's all we need. And that is now getting it closer to 0.5 grams. And now I'm going to finish it off with some fresh ginger essential oil and get that up to a 0.5 grams. So that's all we're using in this recipe. It is for the lips. And now that all of those essential oils are there, I'm going to swirl around my beaker to get everything mixed up and blended. And I'm now that all of the essential oils are made into this energy, I'm going to set it aside. Now that my beeswax and the shea butter is well melted, it's time to add our blended carrier oils. So we have measured out all our carrier oils, we've put them together in one beaker, and now it's time to pour it into our melted mix of shea butter and beeswax. So now that we're pouring it in, you're going to see right away how the beeswax and the shea butter started to coagulate. That happened because our carrier oils were at room temperature and the beeswax and shea butter was hot from being over the steam. So I'm just going to quickly agitate it and stir it to get it re-melted and to get everything really well incorporated. So don't let that scare you if it starts to seize up. Just stir it over the heat. So now that the beeswax and shea butter and my carrier oils are all well incorporated, I don't see any more lumps in the mix. Now it's time to lift it off of the heat, and I want to make sure that I wipe away all of that condensed water on the outside of my double boiler insert. I want to make sure no water drips anywhere into my tubes because that would cause the lip balms to grow bacteria and get microbes in there, and we don't want that. So we want to make sure that everything is blended well and that water is off the outside. Now it's time to add our synergy of essential oils that we just measured out. I do it now when it's off the heat so they won't volatilize. Okay, I'm going to pour it in. I'm going to mix it up really well with my wooden stick. And I'm doing this off the heat so the delicate essential oils don't volatilize at all. Now it's time to pour into our lip balm tray, which I preset. And hopefully it will fill all of my tubes, but if I don't manage to fill all of the tubes, that's okay. But I will take note in my notes so the next time that I make this, I know the exact amount. Don't worry if there's extra spillage, you can scrape it away after the lip balm sets. That's really easy to do, and having these lip balm trays is so convenient. It's so hard to pour it in one by one in a tube and have it stand, so I am a real advocate of these wonderful lip balm tubes. So we're going to fill in all of these tubes and see how many we were able to make. And it looks like I was able to fill 13 of them. Wasn't quite 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 13 in there. 14 actually. So not bad. So we're short a little bit of our 20, but that's okay. We'll make note of that for the next time. Here is how you can use the scraper to scrape off the excess lip balm and flatten out the tops. After you've poured in your lip balms and you've let it set for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, you can start taking them out of the tray. What you're going to notice right away is that the tops are uneven. There's weird dimples. It's kind of messy. Some of the lip balm is sticking in the tray, and you shouldn't worry. That's all fine. Just know that these are going to have to set a little longer because they have shea butter in them, and that's why these lip balms are going to need to set for at least 24 hours. Any butter that you're using is going to require a longer set time. Not to worry about the dimples and the messiness because you can just smooth that out. Once you've taken all of the tubes out of the lip balm tray, it's time to cap them. And you can kind of smooth out the top of the balm, put the cap on, and have everything sit on your counter for the next 24 hours to set. We did it! We made our own pumpkin spice lip balm. You guys are gonna love this, and your lips are gonna be so happy. And now you have something to give your friends and your family and even gift to other people during the holiday season. So please leave a comment, like this video, tell me what your biggest takeaway was, and if you have any questions, please go ahead, DM me, click my email, reach out to me, and I'd be happy to answer. You'll also see in the description links to some of my free guides and my other free resources, as well as information on the classes that I teach. You can also check out my other videos, like the ones that are about carrier oils and other essential oils, and make sure that you subscribe, you like this video, and you leave a comment, and you ring that bell so you'll be notified every time I come out with something new. So, thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.